being financially mismatched in marriage can be very difficult. So much, in fact, that it is the second leading cause of divorce. But money itself can't be the reason for divorce. Whether you have $100 in your bank account or $1 million in your bank account doesn't determine the success of your marriage. It's more so the habits and communication around money that create this marital strife. Now, am I a marriage counselor? No. But do my wife and I have a near perfect marriage? No. Have we used some of the content from this video to have open communication within our marriage about finances so that we're less likely to have an issue? Yes. So this is more personal experience, not necessarily science, but it has worked for us, so take it with a grain of salt. My wife and I have been married for about 6.5 years. She's more of the saver and I'm more of the spender. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being extreme spender and 10 being extreme saver, I'm probably a 4. When I asked Megan this question, she went back and forth a bunch and never actually gave me a number. But if I were to put her on the scale, I would probably put her at a 7. Now, if you're having fights around money, the typical scenario is that the saver is saying, I want my spouse to be more of a 7 rather than a 4. So then the 4 feels controlled. The 7 doesn't feel heard or respected, and then it's just a downward spiral from there. Again, personal experience. So what do you do? Well, here's 5 practices that helped us. Number 1, track your income and expenses. It's not a budget and it's so easy. Literally at the end of the month, go through your credit card statements and your bank statements, put it into a spreadsheet by category, and then add everything up. We do this every month, and it takes us about an hour. If you start doing this on a consistent basis, you both will start realizing whether your spending is too high, or on the flip side, that you have more cushion than you thought each month, and the daily trips to Starbucks are actually okay. It's much easier to be on the same page when you are both looking at a document that shows exactly what you spend. Do it. It'll work wonders. Number 2, find a common financial goal. Savers will love this one, and spenders will love it too because they eventually get to spend money, so it's a win-win. The common goal can really be anything, but one of my favorites to talk about is retirement. And when we talk about it, we make it fun. Where do we want to live? How much do we want to travel? Do we want a boat? Do we want to live on a lake? What color should my Ford Raptor be? Before too long, you start building this dream together, and there's a much higher chance that you will become a team working towards that goal. Especially when you're tracking your income and expenses every month, you'll get to the bottom of that spreadsheet and be like, we are on track to hit our goal, or maybe there's a few things we need to tweak to get closer to that lake house. If retirement is one of those goals you want to shoot for, I highly recommend meeting with a financial advisor. They'll set everything up for you. It's free, you don't have to pay them, and that can help unite you and your spouse as well. But it doesn't have to be retirement. It can be a boat. It can be a house. It can be a car. It could even be a vacation for less than $1,000. If both of you are on the same page working towards something you both want, you'll be a team. Number 3, and nobody's gonna like this one, monthly allowance. This one's gonna be a hard sell, for sure, but here's how you sell it. You get a monthly allotment of cash each month. We do this too. And that is your money to do with whatever you want, with no judgment from your spouse. Absolutely zero judgment. If I want to go out to eat every day, I can. If I want to save it up and buy something stupid, I can. This method really helped us when we were having fights about money, because I would go out to eat and my wife would get frustrated that I was spending money on something that was expensive. And so I said, woman! Just kidding. I said I didn't want to pack a stupid lunch every time I left the house. And ultimately, neither of us wanted to compromise. I was feeling controlled, she wasn't feeling heard. Spiral. So when we started doing this monthly allowance, it allowed both of us a lot of freedom, because she knew I only had a certain amount of money to spend, and I knew I could do whatever I want with the money that I had and know that I wouldn't come home to a fight. The amount we chose each month is only $100 each, so $200 total. It was a happy medium. Less than I would spend, more than what she would spend. But again, we are trying to be a team, and so there has to be some give and take. For those of you who feel like you can't spend money without your spouse getting anxious, this is a game changer. Number 4. Increase your income. This is very important after steps 1 and 2. If you increase your income without a common goal in mind, the spender will just spend more and the saver will just save more. But if you both have a direction on where you want to take your finances, it will help you run in that direction faster. A higher income can be a huge blessing, and maybe you can even increase that monthly allowance to $150 a month. And finally, number 5, talk to your rich friends. This is a horrible way to put it, but kind of true. If you and your spouse talk to someone who's in the same stage of life as you are, but they're rich, you're going to be like, how the heck did you guys do that? And most likely they're going to tell you. This will relate very closely to finding a common financial goal in number 3. Because if your spender of the family sees that they have very nice cars, and the saver has seen that they've been able to put a nest egg away, both of you are going to come together and say, okay, how do we be like that couple? What changes can we make in our life that it reflects the wealth that they are starting to build in their life? There's probably somebody in your circle that you know has money. But be careful. It might not be the person driving a brand new BMW. They might still be living paycheck to paycheck. You need to find someone who has started to really establish some wealth in their life, and then learn from them. So those are the 5 things that have helped my wife and I with our financial journey together. Hopefully, some of these can help you and your spouse. I'd love to hear what financial problems, no, it's not problems. I'd love to hear about some of the discussions that typically come up in your talks about money with your spouse. So drop those in the comments. I will read all of them and maybe even make a video on 1 or 2 of them. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time.